The state's human trafficking task force says the number of victims in the state last year went up 360% compared to 2018. News 19's Jacob Reynolds has those details.
State Attorney General Alan Wilson announced the number of human trafficking victims went up 360%. Wilson said in 2018 the state had 188 reported victims, but in 2019 the number was 678. The top 5 counties for reported human trafficking were Horry, Greenville, Richland, Dorchester, and Charleston.
If you see what you think is human trafficking behavior, and you don't know the human trafficking hotline, or you don't have time to Google human trafficking hotline or Polaris, you can call your local law enforcement. I would encourage you to always, especially if it's imminent and so you see someone potentially being trafficked, call law enforcement immediately.
Wilson says the cases usually fell into labor or sex trafficking crimes. In 2019, the state had 156 reported cases, and Wilson warned it can happen to anyone.
In one of the top 5, or 2 of the top 5 ways that kids or young people are being exploited are through familial or intimate partner relationships. So this idea that you have to be an immigrant coming across a border, or you have to be overseas in a third world country, or you have to be of a certain socioeconomic status, or you have to be of a certain race or gender is completely it's a misconception.
The task force credits people's awareness as the reason the number of reported cases and victims increased. It's why the South Carolina Beer Wholesalers Association is trying to help.
All of our vehicles will be equipped with special signage on the rear of the vehicles for the month of January, which is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and the National Human Trafficking Hotline will be displayed on those. What we hope is that we have hundreds of vehicles that are on the roads throughout South Carolina. Hundreds of thousands of motorists are hopefully going to see these.
In Columbia, Jacob Reynolds, News 19 WLTX.
And another effort our state started a few years ago are posters. You've likely seen them around truck stops, rest areas, hotels, and airports, all to raise awareness. They each address a specific problem, including forced labor and sex trade. They offer information to people who may be a victim or those who may know someone who is a victim.